there everyone, and welcome back to Shogun 2 Fall of the Samurai with the Scramble for the Far East mod. Finally, we've managed to draw the 9 army stack into battle. It's split up a little bit. You can see that there's only 5, 6, 7 armies right now. It's not because I've taken any of them down, it's because, well, I guess 2 of them disappeared somewhere. God knows where. Anyways, I was able to take Kawachi, and in so doing prompted the British army to move against them. Seemingly for 5 armies managed to bypass the ambush, but then the 6th army was caught by the ambush. So we'll have a quick ambush battle here, and then we'll continue on. This is currently during the British end turn, so we'll see how this goes. I'm also setting up to attack down here. However, there's kind of too many British troops right now at that area, so not really able to break through there just yet. Plenty of armies moving down. Hopefully be able to join us here in destroying this. It could be that I decide to sign a peace treaty with the British ahead of time. We also seem to be making some progress with the Sacho Alliance. They offered a peace agreement, and then also the French Navy has been spotted off the coast. If I can't open the map, but it's along this coast right here. It's been spotted, so it's gonna land somewhere around here, unless I be able to stop it. With that said, though, let's conduct a ambush battle and destroy this force. There's definitely a case to be made for overlapping fields on fire. Here I have a hill right next to the area where the enemy is caught. We've got the artillery up on the hill, and with that, let's go ahead and start.
Okay, sir, we attack.
They're strung out along nice line. Everyone fires immediately. We got nasty reaction among all the British. Now they will, of course, respond, and we do have a few units. How are they able? They're aiming past everyone and firing on the one guard unit on the hill. This ambush is gonna be over within seconds. I mean, this is probably gonna be like the quickest battle we've had. Now there's a few here holding on. We're gonna go ahead and suppression fire them. Oh, and here comes shrapnel shots flying in. Alright, there we go. I don't even think this battle lasted for 5 minutes. And holy shit, does the game lag when I get close to this. Holy yeah. Let's just say that not a lot of British troops made it away from this field of battle. I'm gonna order them to stop firing pretty soon, as I don't want to shoot down too many of my cavalrymen. Interestingly enough, like most of the damage the enemy did was to my guard. No, almost entirely to my guards. Right, we're holding fire and we're just gonna run them down. And with that said, we've got the first battle completed and part of the Doom stacks destroyed. complete and utter annihilation. We deployed about 6,000 men, and so did the enemy. However, we had the upper hand as we were able to ambush them. We lost 500 men. The enemy lost 6,000, of which only 90 men made it out of the field of battle. Interestingly enough, all those 500 lost were probably all, yeah, more or less all of it, is just in the 2 guard units. And let me remind you that the 2 guard units were standing on top of the hill with 2 lines of infantry in front of them. But the enemy decided to aim for them. We can see that the kills goes to the guards and also the uhlans. So, well, guards and guards, I guess then. Great start to this episode with a completely devastating victory. Osaka Castle lays under siege. Our assassins were detected. The port is under siege. Province bombarded. Over here, that's the French. The French navy was spotted around here. Now it's gone again. I do have these ships right here. They can go out and try and... Oh, there they are. However, where are they going when they're going like here? Well, let's see. Are the French at war with anyone else besides me? No, they're not at war with anyone else besides me. The thing is, I don't know what kind of ships they have. If these are all the ships they have, then I have a pretty good chance of sinking it, which is good. I managed to lose a Hessian infantry, so we are recruiting another one. Oh, damn. I'll go through this list at the end of it. Right. Let's take stock of the situation. So, right now, I have split the British in 2. Like, they have 2 areas here that are isolated from the rest. And then we have all of this. The thing is, from this right here... Oh, they made one of those again. They made one of those again. Right. Okay, so this has happened before, where the enemy sort of just sets so many armies around the castle, and then you can't actually find... Like, you can't see his army, or his, like, the other armies are blocking him. So you can't actually press to counterattack out of the fort. And so you're kind of stuck there. I'm thinking we're actually gonna sign a peace treaty with the British, because I am not in the current state. I'm not able to really bring in the force to break this up. Depending on which side of the border here they end up with, we could... I mean, the fact that the British are split in 2 will work fine for me. And then it'll give us a good setup for the next time around. I was looking of finding an opportunity here where to attack this, but they're just keep hugging the castle. I don't want to go directly into battle with these, just because I feel like there's too many of them. But it would be nice if I could secure this castle, but there's 3 armies here. I feel like that is too much to deal with for just the general's army. I would like to have taken more territory, but seeing as the situation is right now, I feel like we need to rethink how we deal with the rest of these. For once, we actually get a statue what I think is deserved. Like, this was a memorable battle, the ambush here at Osaka. But I see no real way of taking on all these forces. They're just too many. We need to kind of break that up. So let's go ahead and see what the British want in exchange for peace. They are satisfied with this, but I want to demands. I want you to break your trade with Sacho, which apparently is too much. Can I off? I want money. Can I take money off you? That it doesn't work either. Can I take military access from you? Yes, I can. And they don't have any hostages. I think that's fine. And it worked. Great. Right, so that, oh, we pushed half of them up here. And like half of the, that's better than I could have thought. Huh. And because we have military access, imagine that there's a peace treaty signed in between both these between our forces, and they're like, I guess we need to reorganize here. Suddenly, there's a huge German army just comes marching out of the woods.
As you command.
I want to send my spy up here. I want to see what kind of armies made it onto this side. Wait, only 2? I guess the rest of them are in the woods here.
Treading softly.
Oh, okay. Well, it definitely saved this army. We're gonna have to, you know, kind of rethink a little bit on strategies. And, but I think this worked perfectly, being able to split these in 2. And then I can defeat them in detail that way. To continue this episode, we've got the naval battle then. And then by the end of this, we might already have renewed hostilities towards our enemies, the British. Currently, we still remain with only a border against the British, because of course they took this area up here. The British are still at war with the other factions, right? Yes, they are. So they are still at war with these factions. Which means that they could continue to focus in on them more than they are focusing in on us. Which could be just what we need. Quite splendid, I'd say. With that said, let's see if we can't sink this French army. The thing is, like, I don't know where it's landing, because the way it's moving, it's kind of like it's moving against another force. Because I don't know where they're landing. So, well, in one instance, I kind of want to see if they're going to land against another faction than me. But at the same time, it's going to be so much more difficult for me to deal with this army once it's landed. So, while my curiosity definitely want to see where they land and hoping that they land against another faction, I kind of feel like the AI is just going to continuously fight me. So we're going to go ahead and attack. And luckily for me, there are no ironclads. They have one steam frigate, but that's about it. The thing is that the French do have ironclads, and I have gone up against them, but we lost actually that fight, and then I sort of they disappeared. The thing about the ironclads is the Germans have like the base one, which is kind of shit compared to everyone else. So like the British have the warrior class, which is the one with the biggest one with the most guns. And then we have the French one and the American one. Both are really good ships, with a nice amount of large batteries situated on the sides of the ships. Are really good. The advantage we have is really our ramming ability with our ships, and I've not gone ahead and researched that yet. So hopefully, I'll do that pretty darn soon. But then again, I haven't really met any ironclads as of yet, so hopefully the French aren't focusing in a lot on building a load of those. With that said, let's go ahead and just turn this into firewood, shall we?
under attack, sir. Fire spreading from one of your ships.
Little bit of a mishap getting that close to the ship that exploded, but otherwise we were able to destroy their fleet and in so doing destroying their invasion army. Oh, and there was a geisha on board as well. I didn't notice that.
Sir?
We took on 2 of their crap ships, but I'll go ahead and scuttle them immediately, and then we will go to port,
Sail for glory.
repair, and that's that for the French naval force. Now we just need to see how long it takes for us to once again be at war with the British. Let's go ahead and see his replacement for the one that the general lost. We're gonna need a amount of troops holding down this town, and then maybe I should see about already sending down the Hessian troop that I recruited. So this one, unlike the other ones, has the new improved stats. So it's got 1 extra point in charge bonus, in accuracy, and in melee. I wonder which station is actually closest to go. This one will take me 3 turns. And this one will get me, yeah, it'll take the same amount of turns to get to either station. And this one's probably better. And then I'm also already thinking about actually completely redoing the Oldenburg army, even though it's like 1 point here, 1 point there. But I think I could probably do with those extra points. Go ahead and build this island up. We're not gonna need any. Well, we're gonna need barracks, but I think it's better to. It's gonna be easier to ship troops over. Public square, police station, upgrade the fort, and then what we can do is we want these guys. Oh, the port is under attack? I don't get how these traditional ships are able to destroy ports. But I guess they can set them on fire. We'll recruit 3 or 4 of those to be sent out to the island, and then this army will be brought back and sent down to the frontier to help us against the British, which will bring us up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 armies that we can bring against the British. And now when their forces are split up, it's gonna work a lot better once we re-engage with hostilities. So, however, still, the British have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, at least 7, probably 10 on this side of the border. And then on this, they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on this, and that's the ones we can see. I imagine that they might have some marching out into enemy territory. Maybe not up here, but definitely down here, which could be an area of interest to go ahead and see what's going on here. This side will, I think, be the weaker side, because this side will be the one that still hostility is going on. While this side will... oh, it is cut off from the rest of their war effort. And God knows how many more armies than the ones we can see they have in this area. Anyways, with that said, I think we can go ahead. We have done a battle, even though it was a very quick ambush. We did the naval battle. Maybe I can fit yet another battle into this. Although, at this point, I don't really know against who. And we're back. I've been thinking about the situation for a little bit, and I have come to the conclusion that we need to go to war again with the British. But what I'm thinking is, once spring comes, we'll meet this force head-on, like in a major battle. We'll bring all the armies down through here. We'll beef up the defenses in the frontline castles, and then we go down to absolutely slaughter all of this and like brute force our way through, capturing these two. Once that's done, depending on how it goes, we'll go for the rest of it. At the current situation, wait, have they? Oh, they've taken it. They took it from the British. The British are now split in 3. Tango is on its own. And this is now held by Imavanikuni. In between episodes, I'm getting ahead of myself. In between War You Saw Last, I've been able, I had to spend a lot of money, but I managed to get these guys, the Tushigama. I managed to get them to sign a peace deal with me, and they are now quite friendly with me. They're still allied with Imawanikuni, but hopefully that will change. So right now, if I take Tango, I will not have 2 enemy clans on my border. I will only have one, the one that split the British in 2. So we'll deal with that. Also, I don't think I said that, but I was able to pay the Americans to go to war with France, but they seem to still not move their navy. And I'd probably spend like 100,000 or even more trying to make as many clans in Japan as possible friendly with me, and we can see that it's kind of working. So we have Imawanikuni, and then there's a one shit clan somewhere here, I can't remember where it is. It's like a one area clan, but everyone else is basically friendly with me. And then the main detractors of Prussian Japan is the French, the Russians, and the British. And we'll see about dealing with them in time. Thing is, I'm even in war with the Satcho Alliance, and with them, I still have, like, they're green, like, they're positive with me. So that's pretty odd. Also managed to get, set up trade with one of the smaller islands. I can't remember which one it was. I managed to pay them off to break the trade agreement with another. I think they were actually trading with another small island. So I was able to get them to break that and set up trade with me. Not that it was worth it, because I paid like 27,000 to get to that point. So I don't think it was worth it. However, it was worth it in the sense that they will kind of be more on my side than on the enemy. Other than that, I don't think we're gonna be able to fit anything more into this episode, so this might be a pretty short one with not any like major. I mean, I'd say that the ambush battle was pretty interesting just by the way the sheer force I was able to level onto the British and completely annihilate them that quickly. So in that sense, it's pretty interesting, but yeah, otherwise there's not much. My heir has so many children. I say that as the main guy's got more actually. He's got 5, while the heir's only got 4. But that's still kind of a lot of them. Managed to get a technology which adds 1+ loyalty to one Schwarzenberg, which is good because he's my very upstart general. Anyways, we're setting up these. I'm bringing down.
Yes, my lord.
They have come by ship, so we'll have the Oldenburg army join in. So we'll have 6 armies. And we'll try to figure out a way to break this up. What I might do is just to kind of figure out what the British have and kind of break them up. Having one army entirely comprised of colonial infantry that will attack this stack just to kind of see what they have, see the capabilities of it, and kind of test them out. And then have the others join in. So we'll kind of have sort of like a cannon fodder stack to test them out. Other than that, there isn't much going on. I am going for naval, but I'm not sure that's necessary. Like, I did switch over because I saw a British ironclad turned up. I can't remember, it was along one of the sea routes. So there is a British ironclad somewhere out there, but I don't know where. And that's going to be pretty nasty. In terms of happiness, the overall happiness in the kingdom is pretty good. What one might go after could be additional replenishment. Could be good, but otherwise a lot of these don't add like they're not like significant where I would want to like, oh, this we definitely need this. Although some of these later technologies could be pretty great. This one actually, post-capitalism, minus 13% reduction in administration cost. That's huge. And plus 16 faction-wide, and then economic growth, not that much, but reduction of overall administration costs. It's currently 28% that we kind of is a loss due to administration cost. If I'm able to reduce that by 16%, that is reduced by half. The amount of money we'll be making, I'm already kind of at the point where I don't really know how to spend it all. Like, it's too hard almost to try and figure out an overall strategy for the kingdom. But what I'm trying to go for is a lot of these military doctrine academies, and then the library, bookstore, research center, I think it's called. I think we've got the best one up north, or maybe we're working on that. Currently it's a library, we're doing a research center, so that I'm increasing the rate in which we are researching. So currently it's 74% for administration or civil policies, and then 72% for military. I'm hoping that I'll be able to hit at least 100 at some point, and that's the current goal to kind of set up. We're building that all across the area, so that should be fine. With the fact that I'm actually now making 171,000 per turn, and it's winter, I should really get on building like the massive kind of cannon fodder army idea that I have of invading the French, and kind of breaking that down, sending them in, and absolutely tearing that up. But yeah, there's a lot to be done. But hopefully for the next video, what I should have is an epic showdown right around this Buddhist temple or somewhere around here, where we'll just clash head on, straight onto them. And I think that I have a pretty good chance, because there's not a lot of generals, and what I kind of saw in the battle where I was so heavily outnumbered, and that the battle where I was ambushed and heavily outnumbered, I was able to break the enemy a lot due to the fact that they had such poor morale. And I think that's going to be key to it. Now, the British have a lot of tier 2 units and units with higher accuracy, which definitely is going to make this a lot harder. But it's a challenge that we need. Currently, we hold like half of Japan. So we need that kind of challenge. With that said, I think we're all on the same picture, and hopefully for the next video we'll have the turnout that I want. This massive kind of finalizing battle, which will definitely tip the scale in favor of me against the British. Currently, I mean, my kingdom is, or my holding in Japan is so much greater than the British, yet they have the armies. I'm slacking on building armies. But then again, what I saw when I was using the one army that didn't have a general that I used to attack here, in terms of how hard it is when you come up against stiff resistance and you kind of need your troops to take that damage to be able to give it back. And like without a general and without that morale boost, they crumble so quickly. So yeah, we have indications. So they have the only like looks like they have 3 1-star generals. So it's not like they've got anything going on down there. But yeah. There we have it. This episode was mostly me talking about strategy and not that much about battles. But there we have it. I've said that once before, but this time it's actually coming to fruition. Because as I always say, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. And hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.